Swift family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with part 2 of my base defensive scheme in Madden 20. Now in part 1, which was posted, actually I'm not sure how long ago it was posted because I'm only releasing this part 2 when part 1 got 100 likes, so I'm assuming you guys hit 100 likes, and I want to thank you guys for all the support on that video. So yeah, part 2 coming out right now. Is going to be showing you some adjustments you can make, and basically going to be showing you a good pass defense as well as the adjustments you should be making with the nano that I showed you last time. Now, if you are new to the channel and you haven't watched part 1, I would definitely check that out first. You basically need to check that out. That covers all of the elementary stuff, the basics, and I'm going to leave that in the pinned comment. So you should watch that first and then come back to watch this, because this is going to be a bit more advanced. Hopefully it helps you out with this advanced video if you did watch part 1. And yeah, without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like these types of schemes. And one other thing that I have not mentioned this year is if you put your name on MUT, like the nickname or whatever, if you put it as TSF, which is like my YouTube channel slogan or whatever, it's the Swift family, spam that up in the comment section. You guys know the drill. But yeah, if you put that as your nickname on MUT and tweet at me on Twitter with a photo of it, I'll follow you back, of course, and I'll maybe even give you some coins if I'm feeling nice. But of course, also, if I play against anyone with TSF in their name, I will quit out of the game, guaranteed, and give you the dub. Maybe I'll play for a bit, but I'll let you win at the end so you have that record, especially if it's in weekend league and you guys need wins. I will quit out of that game every single time. Now, the only time I might not is if I'm in my Super Bowl or in my playoffs and head-to-head seasons, but otherwise, I got you guys with that dub. So yeah, put that as your name, and hey, you might be earning yourself a free win in weekend league. So yeah, we'll come out in random gun right here, and we're gonna come out in 3-4 bear, of course. And firstly, I want to show you guys some of the players that you need at each position. So defensive line, best block shedders that can get off the block. None of these guys will be dropping back in coverage. This guy right here, he's going to be in coverage every single play, so you need a good coverage linebacker right here. This guy will be blitzing most plays, but I would say try and get someone versatile right here. This guy, same thing, blitzing, but also pretty versatile. These two corners need to be fast on both sides of the field. And then this safety needs to be really good in coverage and really quick. This should be your best player on the field, so we have Earl Thomas, so we're pretty set for that. And then Tony Jefferson, you actually get to put a defensive back in the box, so someone with hip power who can also play zone coverage, maybe like 89 Harrison Smith would be solid here, or Jamal Adams, he'd be solid. And then this linebacker, you also want a quick coverage linebacker for this position. So we're coming out in the cover 2 invert like I showed you guys in the last video, and this is what the play is gonna look like. So mainly what I want to talk about in this video is showing you guys whether you should send the nano blitz or not, and there's some things that you need to look at so that you don't get exposed in coverage when you're sending this blitz. So this is actually a good example. We get to come out in gun bunch first. So when you're sending the blitz, what's going to happen is this linebacker on the right side is going to be in a blitz. So this side of the field is going to be very, very exposed. So I would not recommend you guys send the blitz if you see gun bunch on the same side of the field as this linebacker, or gun trips tight end on the same side of the field as that linebacker, or basically if you see 3 receivers set on the right side of the field, I would not send the blitz because you're going to get exposed in coverage. Like, let's see what they're running right here. Yeah, X will be wide open, O will be wide open, and you'll have no one there to cover. So I would put this guy right here, keep him in his curl flat zone, and if we see a gun trips like this is right here, you can run this almost stock. The one adjustment I like to make every single time is you're going to want to put this guy right here in an inside third zone. This is going to send him right in the middle of the field, because originally he was in this mid-read, and the mid-read isn't going to get as much depth as you want, and he can get easily beat over the top. So if you bring this guy down in the box right here and you put him in this hook curl zone, he's going to play a lot of these inside routes that are crossing right here, post routes, in routes, really deep in routes, and stuff like that, and he's going to have this entire field to play it. He's going to be backing up and being able to make a play for starting 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So it's really ideal to put him in that type of zone. And then your defense is going to look like this. So you have a really good deep shell. Our deep shell is set. And the middle of the field is what you're going to need to take away. But luckily for you, you have a really quick user because you were able to bring your safety down into the box right here. You can use her as him. If you want to let the CPU plays the safety because you think they have good coverage skills, you could use her as your Shazier, who will usually be here. But for the purposes of the video, I'll use her as this guy. And we're just going to run this stock with QB contains, and that's going to be the main base pass defense. If you don't want to send the blitz, this is what you will come out in. And we're just taking away the middle of the field. We know we have good depth for that deep post route from square, and I don't know why the blitzers are not getting in. That took forever. But we have decent coverage on the field. Now, against gun empty, it's very tempting to send the blitz because we know it's not going to get blocked. So for gun empty, we'll send the blitz here just to show you guys what it looks like. And this is what it's going to look like right here. I went over the setup in part 1, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. And then against a formation like this, I'm actually just going to man this guy up against the slot corner and man up 2 of the outside receivers. So basically what I'm trying to do by doing this is making it easier on my user, because I'm going to be usering as Earl Thomas when I don't use her as this safety right here. So we're using as Earl Thomas. We know we have the right side of the field locked, hopefully, from that man coverage. So we're just watching this tight end or any routes that break over the middle of the field. So we'll snap the ball here, but we know that we have the blitz coming in quick. So we can basically just gamble on the tight end, and that time we actually saw them run a screen, and we're able to get out there in time. So again, I'll just go over whether I'm sending the blitz or not. So empty formation, we're going to send the blitz, like I said last time. And it's set up here. And then we're going to put that man coverage on the right side of the field just because of how this is set up. Now, what you actually could do is you could come out in something like this. Man up all 3 of these receivers with a cross man and maybe even press right here, because you know you're getting the blitz in super fast against gun empty. And you can just take away the left side of the field or any crossing routes as he actually runs with the QB. So for some reason the CPU was calling terrible plays for me to show you guys these tips. But gun trips, we're not going to send the blitz. We're going to put this guy on a, sorry, what am I putting him on? We're putting him on an inside third, and bang, it's all set up, and we're going to QB contain as well. Now, of course, you can make other adjustments. Let's say you know your opponent's been running verticals, for example. You can man this guy up right here because you know that that guy's running the over route, and then come user. But since for the purposes of this video, we don't know what our opponent's been running, it's tough to make additional adjustments. I can just show you guys the base, but adjustments is literally the name of the game in Madden. So you have to make adjustments based on your opponent's tendencies. As they actually run the ball, as they run a pretty whack play. They're running whack plays right now. I don't know what they are doing on offense. But again, like I said before, 3 receivers on this side of the field. We're not going to send the blitz. We're going to bring this guy down and put him in his middle zone, and we're just going to QB contain. Now, you could go something like this if you want, but I wouldn't really recommend that. I would kind of keep this linebacker in his hook curl zone, because like a lot of routes are going to go to the right, or the corner routes are really popular in this game, so I would keep him in that zone. Now, one other tip, this is just a little tidbit for you guys, is if you guard the stick, so that's triangle L1, these curl flat zones are going to get more depth. So that's something I'd recommend you guys do. That's just an extra little tip. As they actually ran the ball, and we've got run defense, as my user just totally missed in the hole. That was my bad, you guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got to make up for that. So again, right here, there's only one player on the right side of the field, so we're going to send this blitz. If we see this, we're going to send this blitz. And this is what it's going to look like, as it looks like this. And once we're in this set, maybe what I would do right here is I'd man up the tight end, because there's only one guy on the right side of the field. So we're pretty set on the right side of the field. And then maybe we come out in something like this. As you can see, I should have a hard flat on the right side of the field. And basically what that's going to do is, if the running back's running a route, it's going to guard that. If the tight end breaks out, it's going to guard that. Now, the left side of the field is pretty blanketed, so we just need to wait and see if something will come across the field as the blitz just, oh my god, it's screaming. Jesus. Absolutely screaming off the edge. So yeah, gun empty formation, like I had said before. Send the blitz against gun empty. It's going to look like this. Now, we could just run this if we wanted to, run it stock, and not actually make too many adjustments. Just put this guy in a purple and use it as this player. That's totally viable. But I would probably do something like this if I didn't want to go for the man up, because I like to have that shell in the middle of the field no matter what. I really like to put Earl Thomas in that deep blue zone, and then we can just try and take away the right side of the field. We know they're going to have to make a quick read, so we can come down on those routes. And you could even put players in hard flats if you know the blitz is coming in. But again, this formation with 3 receivers on the right side of the field, we're going to put Earl Thomas on the inside third and bring him down, and we're not going to send the blitz, because if we send the blitz, we will be exposed on the right side of the field. I guarantee you that. So we're just going to run it stock like this, and hopefully we can get some good coverage in there as they ran another like option play. I don't know what they are doing on offense, but it's pretty whack. So yeah, maybe I'll show you guys a couple more plays, and hopefully this has been helpful. I hope I haven't been explaining this too terribly. So now we see two receivers on the right side of the field. So that's your cue. You're going to blitz. And bang, it looks like this. Now with this set, I'm going to keep my Earl Thomas route deep, because there could be post routes or something like that. And we're just going to totally take away this side of the field and trust our zones and our blitz to get home. So that time, we actually get a bit lucky as our guy jumped over his defender. But we get a bit lucky there, but hey, we'll take it. I'll show you guys the blitz again right here. If we can set it up in time. I don't know what's taking me so long. So yeah, this is what the blitz is going to look like. I don't know why I slid my D-line outside, but that's against the point. So the blitz is set up, and obviously we send the blitz if there is not a stack or 3 wide receivers plus the tight end or minus the tight end on the right side of the field. So we're sending this blitz. You can make this adjustment if you want. This is actually a solid adjustment against this. Because maybe you bring your receiver out here too, or your DB out here. So that's going to take away the outside route because he's got outside leverage, and you're just worried about inside, any crossing routes and stuff like that as they're coming out in play action. And Jesus, this blitz is fast, you guys. That's why you have to pass commit too, or else you would fall for that play action. So yeah, that's going to be the video. Just to recap, you're basically not sending the blitz. If you see something like this, 3 receivers on the side of the field of where you're sending the blitz, you don't send it. If there's less than that, I would send it, because then you have decent coverage still, because there's not that many receivers that could get open on this side of the field if they only had like the tight end on the line, or gun doubles, even gun doubles. There's not that many routes that would get open on that side of the field. Then you're going to also bring your safety down, put him in this zone. So that's going to be X and left stick to the left. That's another adjustment that I was doing. I was also manning up my players. So that's just a feel thing, though. That's like, you know that they're running something over the middle of the, or that comes over the middle of the field, like a slant or something like that. That's kind of just a feel thing. So yeah, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope it was helpful. I hope it wasn't too confusing. It might have been a bit confusing, all the adjustments I was talking about. If you guys have any like tips for ways you want me to explain it better, or you just want extra explanation, comment it down below and I'll definitely help you guys out. But I hope this was helpful. Definitely check out part 1 if you didn't already. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.